I wanted to be one of the return matches for John Cena on his retirement tour. I was talking to them. There was a lot of interest. Without giving away too many details, we were probably going to do it.
Oh, wow.
And then I broke my heels.
Oh, dude.
This is TMZ's Inside the Ring.
Hello and welcome to TMZ's Inside the Ring. I'm Branson, Quirke.
And I'm Roger Corral.
And gosh, this is our first WWE Hall of Famer on the podcast.
You're right. Whoa.
Roger, how could you forget?
Oh, you're right,
how
man.
Could you forget? Gosh, we are so lucky and so blessed. Let's just come out and say it. This guy really does need no introduction.
He's a whole fucking show.
I could go on for an hour just introing him. Absolutely. Rob Van Dam, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Happy day to you guys. Thanks for having me on. 2021 Hall of Famer. Don't feel bad for not noticing it was during COVID. So as far as forgetting inductions, that's one that's easy to forget because we did it to an empty house, to a sound machine. But of course, still an honor.
The Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome, right, man.
But no, to me, it's interesting because I was watching more WWE than I ever have at that moment.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing else to do except sit in my house. So I think, and this is my opinion, I think that is one of the biggest Hall of Fames ever.
Yeah, that was a great class. Wasn't the NWO in that class as well? Like, that was a great class.
Well, it was weird because they skipped a year and then they did 2 years.
That's right.
Together. And I don't know if together was, I don't think it was the same induction, but maybe the same weekend. Really confused. I mean, up there on stage with me, no, they weren't up there, but Bischoff was, Kane was, Ozzy Osbourne, spiritually was, but he also was strangely was in my class of 2021.
That's right. That's right.
Good.
That's
good.
Awesome.
And some others.
Yeah.
Was that, did you feel, was it a bit of a bummer not seeing fans? Like, did you want to like recreate that again?
Yeah, of course. I go to it every year and have for forever and ever. And then finally, when it's my turn, it's not only to an empty house, but also after listening to the way too long speeches that were given coming up, now all of a sudden they ask us to do 3 to 5 minutes, which I didn't. I went way over. But the whole thing, you only got there in 3 minutes.
They wanted to keep you to 3 minutes.
What's the girl's name? She was
Molly Holly.
Thank you, Molly Holly.
There you go.
Man, she was really excited about, and I'm sure a lot of them do this probably, but she had someone help her with like this big long speech and everyone she was going to thank, and she was brokenhearted, and she had to follow me, and I went way over, so I don't know if that was the factor in her disappointment, but anyway, yeah, like I said, still of course an honor. It means a lot to be in the elite remembered. For that reason. So I'm not complaining, but yeah, probably not the best one. If you could pick a year to be inducted.
Gotcha. Well, we want to know how you're doing, by the way. I read that you just went through a double heel fracture. How is that recovery process going? Are you at the end of it? Are you at the beginning of it, middle? Where are you at right now with that?
I feel like I'm between the middle and the end of it. So, it's been a while, a lot longer than I thought it would take to heal. And from what I've learned, every calcaneus fracture is different depending on how the bones are fragmented, if they are, if you have surgery. This was April 5th for me, so it's been quite a while. I thought I was looking at like 8-9 weeks and I'd be back. And I'm at a point now where, I can see improvement all the time, but I'm nowhere near ready to wrestle. I'm not jumping or even running yet. So, I find when I'm medicated, I feel and I walk way better than when I'm not. And sometimes that confuses my perspective of how I'm healing too.
What's it been like for you mentally, just being away from the ring this long, since April? Is this the longest you've been away from combat this long, or is this?
No. As a matter of fact, before this particular match, it had been a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did a AEW show that a lot of people saw. I did a few of them, but the last one was like April of 2024. And then in 2025, after a year, I came back, one match, broke both of my heels. And now, how has it been? Great. It's been wonderful. I'm not one of those guys that'll tell you that I miss it or that I like being out on the road. I don't. It's been decades since I've enjoyed that part of the job.
What's your day-to-day outside of wrestling? Like, what do you do that's completely different than the wrestling world for you day-to-day?
Well, I mean, there's usually still only a certain amount of time that I'm going to be home. So that's always stressful for me. And I'm always asking Katie, my wife, all right, we just got home. Like, when do we got to leave again? And if it's Friday,
Yeah.
we got to start counting the hours, and what am I going to do this week? Because I wanted to, home stuff, regular stuff. I'm making a casita into a man cave. We got a couple babies coming, so we got to prepare for that. And
Wow.
we're moving rooms around, painting stuff. And I really got to be home for a while till I even feel productive. After traveling, when I get home, it takes me a couple of days of jet lag before I even get there. And so I really like being home. And so if it's not counting the days till I leave again, if I have like say a number of weeks when I'm just home. I love being with my dogs. We got two little dogs. One of them loves me more and one loves Katie more. And they like
That's how it goes.
Yeah. But they're like Velcro to us. So it's hard to be without that because, my little, what kind of dogs are they?
I was going to ask that. What kind of
Yeah,
dogs?
Brussels Griffons. It's kind of a rare breed from Brussels.
I don't
A
even
lot
know
of
what
people
that is.
confuse them with
So you're not a cat person, I take it. No?
I'm not. I think cats are cool to watch. They're entertaining, but I've never been around one very long. And I used to be allergic as a kid.
Oh.
so
That'll get you.
I know I can pet him now and I'm not affected the way when I was a kid. I don't know if that means I can own one or not, but the real reason that we can't even consider it is because we have a doggy door. That cat would be gone.
Yeah, no, for real,
Yeah.
for real.
You brought up that you guys are expecting. We wanted to congratulate you guys. You're expecting twins.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Are you there?
Hello.
Same.
Oh.
shoot.
I can hear you, but you're faint.
Oh boy.
Is that mic down?
Can you hear him fine?
Hello.
I can hear him okay. Go ahead and go again.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we wanted to congratulate you guys on expecting twins. Do you have some names coming up? A tag team name?
Yeah. Thank you for that. And, I lost my brother, Saboo, just it seems like days before we got the news. And I really felt like he had something to do with that energy, that life being passed through Katie, and just can't help but think that that's the case. And so a female name of Saboo for the first one, it's Saba. Saba and Karma, or Saba.
Oh, that's really nice.
Saba and Karma. That's our baby's names.
You guys started building a crib, getting ready?
Yeah, thanks. It's Katie's over the moon happy. We really like making each other happy, and although I never had it on my mind to have the paternal drive like a lot of my friends, seeing her around kids and seeing how happy she is and loving to make her happy. And she was right with both dogs. Both dogs, I was like, I don't know, because we had a dog. I didn't know if she wanted a second dog or if she was going to be upset. We loved the second dog. That dog passed away. The first one, we got a third one now, and she's pretty good at extending the family of love so far.
So, yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of time on your hands now. You've got this podcast as well, and I've been listening to it for some time now. One of a kind with our RVD. And how has that been going, by the way? How does it feel now not having to have a filter every time you go on TV? You can say whatever you want on your podcast, and you've got some backlash. You've got some controversy from the podcast. We can't lie about that. We have too.
Yeah,
When
it
that
happens.
It does. How does it feel just being able to go through this world of no filter now? And how have you responded to some of that backlash?
Yeah. Well, first off, it's nice having a platform where my word gets out because there's enough other people telling their versions of stories involving me that are a little bit off or way off or whatever. There's stories people don't even know, a lot of those, and I have fun with it. It's not as important to me as a lot of things. Sometimes, I talk to my host and say,
Your host.
I don't really feel like doing it tonight. I'm tired. Can we blow it off? And sometimes that happens, but it's cool just to have there. And sometimes I have guests, sometimes I don't. Either way, at the end of the show, we're usually like pretty happy. Like, man, that was fun. Thanks. Have a good night. See you next week. It's all good spirits. We're not we don't like a lot of hate and toxic energy on my show because that's not part of me. So to answer your question about responding to the internet mark community, first off, they're not real people. They're like anybody that really feels bullied by them, you got to realize it's only like 1%. In my I mean, I didn't do a study. This is just my number. From my experience of fans that I meet. You know what I mean? The real people say things to your face.
Right.
Bullies look for targets that are weaker physically in person, and on the internet, the bullies can reach anybody because they can't reach them. They're faceless. They can say things, pretend they're as tough as they want behind the keyboard, and they would never say any of that stuff to anybody's face. So just as advice to anybody out there, if you're getting bullied, don't let it bother you, man. Have you seen the Netflix show Catfish?
Yeah, of course. I used to watch it all the time.
Well, let's not put any spoilers out there, but the focus of that. That's their kind of people, the IWC. Like they're incredibly sensitive, very few, small percentage of overall fans that will actually get on the keyboard to type and throw an insult at somebody that they don't know and think that they did a good thing. It's a very small percentage, and and they know how to take over a social platform. So it's kind of like the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae,
Jesus.
Yeah, you can get surrounded by it if you spend the time there, but and think that there's way more than there are. But really, their only power is on the keyboard, on that social media. So if you just don't go to it, boom, there goes all their power. They don't exist because they would never, ever say something to somebody's face.
Absolutely. And just going back to last week, I know that you made some comments on social media. First of all, we won't even really get into it. The Raja Jackson, you talked about that. You explained it very well, your standpoint on that on your podcast last week. And I really respect the way that you explained that.
Thank you. That's a problem for the internet mark community. You're not allowed to have an opinion that's different from theirs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because they weren't taught that two wrongs don't make a right, they feel obligated to send all kinds of just toxic junk. And really, like when you watch Catfish, you're going to see the bullies want you to feel less happy about yourself. Your happiness bothers them because they have different values than you do.
Yeah.
They want you to use their values, and they want you to know that they think you're a piece of shit. What are you doing thinking you're doing good in life? No, listen to them. Listen to Never Laid 365. He knows. He knows.
I mean, well, you had a tweet blow up last week on social media. We had Matt Riddle on last week, and he said a lot.
And our social media was blowing up.
Our social media was blowing up. So I forgot what day it was, but I go on there and you wrote, I don't know if the quote's correct, but you said, I have Matt Riddle's back.
Yeah.
And that's all you said.
So far, I have Matt Riddle's back. That was a complete shot at the oversensitive IMC. And because they can't handle it when someone has a different opinion than them. So just knowing how much heat Matt got and tends to get himself, he don't need RVD to have his back. He's fine. But I just knew that would ruffle some feathers, clutch some pearls. And to tell you the truth, the not that I've read very much of the feedback at all because, like I said, I just stay away from there, and then they disappear. There goes all the toxicity.
Yeah.
But I looked at a few comments, and like some of them are laughing and they get it. You know, there's, Rob, you're too much. And then when you see the other ones, and they're like, why? My favorite wrestler picked 2 wrong ones in a row. I mean, those are the people that I'm going to be worried about, like their opinion, writing me, telling me that I'm a POS. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like a guy, someone living in a tent on the sidewalk, asking you for money and then telling you you're a loser. You know, they're like the bottom of the barrel. They have so much hate and toxicity in their lives, and for the few that are brave enough to actually want to send out, it's sad. It's a shame that that's what they want to put out, because now that's all anyone knows about them, at least from that perspective, is that they're horrible, ugly, hateful people. But it's kind of like the dude at home that really doesn't have much to offer the ladies, so to say, but still
Like an incel.
he wants them to know
He doesn't like
plastic is out of the question.
Yeah.
You know, like, I just want you to know I would never date a girl that looks like Pamela Lee in her prime. Too much plastic for me.
Wait, so
Okay, Neverland 365. We got you.
Yeah.
in terms of Matt Riddle, can you elaborate more? Like, why do you think he got attacked the way he did? I mean,
he made
when
some comments about AJ Lee and CM Punk, and that's where this really began, the explosion.
yeah.
True, and I can't say nothing about that except for he is just being himself, and he's always been confrontational like that. I'm definitely not saying that I agree with those comments. I have no reason to believe that what he said is true, you know, or not. I just know that either way, I don't even care about that. You know, it's more for me, like even my opinion on the Raja incidents. Once I found out that the whole society says, no, you are wrong for disagreeing with us, right away, it became about that for me. Like, fuck that. I don't even care what either one of us thought. Just the fact that you think that you own the right to opinions. Opinions aren't right or wrong. They're subjective, but they're so dumb. So I get why Matt let them get under his nails, so to speak, for the interview. I could feel his frustration. They only need 2 words on a headline, and they're going to commit everything into that being fact and diving in with everything they got, because they got nothing to lose. They're just trolls that live on a social platform. So I knew there's always a bigger picture. I say that every week on my podcast.
Yeah.
You never know the whole big picture, ever. There's always a bigger picture. And so, you know, I knew there's another story without even hearing Matt's side, just knowing that everyone's jumping over the first hint of something they can throw hate at, and they're all over it, like, hey, yeah. and then to hear him say, well, you know, they booked me a shitty ticket and we talked this, that, you know, I just know his side of the story is different than theirs. And so as far as that goes, sure, I mean, I got his back for that. But here's the problem. When I say so far, which definitely implies an extended period of time, that's too much for the fans to realize, you know? Another reason that they're not real people, they're all over X. There's a couple on my Instagram, and I responded to like 2 of them. One of them said, how could you condone what Roger did? You're a piece of shit. And I said, I didn't. I don't condone that. You're stupid for not finding out the facts. Just to respond to him. Then he comes back, I hope you didn't take that personally. That was never the intent. Fuck you.
They just flip-flop on you. They flip-flop. They really do.
Yeah, they that's why I say they got no substance. They're so shallow that it doesn't take anything to flip them either way. So don't take them too seriously. You know, they're the Spartans trying to win at Thermopylae. And as far as Matt goes, you know, he's always been that guy to throw out personal comments, you know, like he did about Goldberg, and I don't know where that started and this and that. I just know he's comfortable saying, hey, if you got a problem with me, I'll back it up, you know. So
yeah.
That was a good Matt Riddle, by the way.
I really want to get your opinion on this, and we'll move on from Matt Riddle, I promise. I just want to know, do you think that there's a chance that he could go back to WWE? Because people say that there's absolutely a possibility because of what CM Punk has said against WWE, and he's come back. So what's the ill will against Matt Riddle coming back? I don't understand it.
Of course, there's Burns. Let me see. Sorry, Bridges are flame retardant in the professional wrestling business. You're asking about a business where Sable sued for millions and then got hired back.
Yeah.
True.
After also being open about the shit that was going on in the dressing room, which was also detrimental from a business company's perspective. And boom, hire her back. If it means money, it means money. And, in ECW, Paul brought in Jim Cornette, brought in Jim Lawler, all these guys they supposedly hated because it was best for business. And as far as that goes, I don't think they're any different in WWE.
I wanted your opinion on this. Peter Rosenberg said this about you over the weekend. He said, Matt Riddle's a talented guy. There's an appeal there. Not my guy. People try to give him the RVD treatment, but he wasn't RVD because I don't think he was the actual chill, laid-back stoner that RVD was. And he certainly was not the pro wrestler that RVD is. Do you think that's, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, it's subjective. Everything is subjective. My perspective on that is that mostly I think fans, wrestlers, the business, everybody alike, I think mostly the reason they associate Matt Riddle with RVD is because of cannabis. Don't you think there's a pretty good to that?
No, I've seen it all over the place. Yes, I have seen that.
But I mean, that's mostly, I think what it's about. And then, personality wise,
you guys speak your mind. You guys speak your mind. You're not afraid to say
you do.
things that others do.
And we both have like a martial arts style.
Yeah.
I did used to wrestle barefoot when I started out, which by the way, they're making a new action figure for my wall back there of Robbie V barefoot from 1992.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Who's making that? I really would love to get one.
Ringside Products.
Nice.
Okay, sick.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Ringside Products
is it Ringside Collectibles, right?
Ringside
Thank you. Ringside Products is where you see my boxing boots from.
Yeah.
Collectibles. But anyway, I mean, I dig his vibe. I don't think he's me. I don't think we're the same person. No, I like when I hang out with him. I also see some different sides of him. I don't think I have that many sides to me. I think I'm just kind of stoic and boring, really.
You're not boring at all. You're not boring at all.
I just watched probably like hours of footage of you. Hours and you're not boring.
Yeah, I grew up with you, man. You're not boring.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I like to divide myself up into the three elements. Mental, spiritual, and physical, right? A lot of people could be fans of my wrestling, but when it comes to actually hearing from my mind, I'm a proud nonconformist, always have been. I've always been very vocal about my unwillingness to conform, which has been apparent in my wrestling career. But these bullies like on the internet that are telling me, no, you have to have my opinion. They don't realize I'm never going to agree that I'm wrong for having a different opinion than you. What does that mean? You're wrong. I can have a different opinion. Anyway, I focus on the different elements at different times. And we all do. If you're in the gym working out, you're probably working on your physicality mostly. Also mental, and that affects your spirit. They're all affected by each other, but you focus on one with your action at any time. And I'm very apparent of that. That's part of my conscious level of effort just going throughout a day. So I'll do a lot of things for spirit. Spirit's been my priority for a long time because I got the physical figured out enough. I got the mental figured out enough to where I can focus on spiritual if that's where I need the help, which was last time I prioritized, which is almost 10 years ago now. But
wow.
I went through a point where I rebuilt myself, reprogrammed myself like all adults should. And during that reprogramming, I learned man, focus on the spirit because it's your habit to take care of your physical. But my spirit was ill to say the least. And this was a long time ago, but ever since then, I've never felt like, all right, I need to change it up again and worry about my spirit less and worry more about my body and put on 20 pounds. Grrr, I've been spiritually focused for a long time. So a lot of people aren't going to be able to meet me on that level because we all have different values.
I like that, man. And again, you've always been very outspoken about topics. And this is another topic I wanted to bring up with you. You've always been outspoken about your disdain for celebrities taking up spots from wrestlers. And we live in an era where celebrities is the way of the town at the moment. We have people like Jelly Roll, big fan of the pod. We have Logan Paul, full-time wrestler now. What's your take on that? Do you enjoy that? Have you changed your mind a bit on that?
I changed my mind to the extent of where I can say, look, I got no control over it. The business is changing in so many ways away from what it used to be. And I know there's nothing I can do to stop it. So I'm watching it happen. I'm understanding it less and less. Am I enjoying it? Not really. I've never enjoyed that part because, I started in the days when all the fans bought a ticket and like really, would tell me, pull me aside and say, hey, I want you to hand it to Manny Fernandez tonight. That son of a bitch, he's been talking too much. And they really mean it. That's the business I broke into, and trying to get respect from the fans that don't understand what's going on behind the kayfabe curtain was something that was a 24-hour agenda, so you're always, someone says, hey man, is that wrestling fake? I've always just said, well, let me just scoop you up and body slam you.
Yeah.
Easy to answer.
I say
right?
the same thing to people.
Yeah.
How skinny I
You tell
am.
me. You tell me. But when it comes to celebrities coming in, I've always felt like it takes, like, one, it really hurts the credibility of what we're doing. Two, you got to work around them to make it look like they could do something that they really couldn't do. And three, it's just bad for the business that I got taught. I was taught protect the business first. That was the number one rule. And this is the opposite of protecting the business. But again, it's changing into something moving past me, and I'm okay with that. As long as you ask my opinion, I'll give it. Otherwise, I'm not crying.
How do you apply this to someone like Logan Paul? I've seen people say it would be a dream match to have Logan Paul against RVD. He came in, he picked it up really fast. He's athletic. Do you feel the same way with someone like that?
And plus, what do you think of his frog splash?
Yeah, where do you rank this frog splash of his?
I think his frog splash is excellent. Fantastic, as I like to say.
Hey.
He's obviously very talented, very athletic. He picked it up really quick. Do I feel different about him? A little bit. There's always exceptions. I don't believe in absolutes anywhere. And he's definitely an exception. But having said that, I would imagine if he was to, say, go do a tour in Japan with a complete Japanese company and not the WWE guys that brought him in under their friendly conditions, I would imagine they would all try to rough him up. At least that's the business that I know of, unless it's changing as fast as we're changing here.
The insane clown posse?
Well, there you go. It's something where it's out of respect, really. And I got beat up several times on my way up. Had to learn, I'm going to guess that silence means tell us a story. When I was in Jamaica for my 21st birthday, and I didn't even smoke yet. Everyone else was so happy that there was ganja plentiful on the island. But anyway, I was excited. I was excited about the big show. I'm going to wrestle Kevin Sullivan one day and this guy, Mark Starr, the other day. And something happened and I'm doing newspaper, promo on TV, all this stuff, telling them, I'm, karate. I do splits and backflips. Buy a ticket, come out and see me. And I wrestled Mark Starr. And something happened really early in the match, some kind of screw up. I really don't know what it was, but he picked me up and he powerbombed me. And he picked me up and he powerbombed me again. And he picked me up a third time, boom, powerbombed me, gave me a shoot cover so I couldn't even breathe. 1, 2, 3. And my heart just sank. I was like, oh my God, what, like I told everybody, it's just like every wrestler goes through this. My whole family was there, it's like that kind of
in your hometown.
It's part of the business, but I was so not happy about it at the time. I was depressed. I remember that night I was bawling, because also afterwards I got chewed out. I went to the dressing room because I didn't know. I was trying to get my heat back. So I rolled under the rope and I did a backflip off the apron. And hey, at least I get to hear him cheer one more time. I got to the back. You did a fucking backflip after getting powerbombed 3 times? What the fuck is wrong with you? What's the matter? Who trained you? You're a shit. You ain't never gonna make it in this business. I got so much of that I was bawling, that night. Oh, I should have listened to my dad and went to college. What am I doing? And being in Jamaica felt,
I just did that.
like the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So far away. And that's part of the business, and it's a part of the business that some of the lucky guys, maybe like Logan Paul, got to skip around, maybe by just coming right in and going straight to the top. And that's mostly, I think, because of the way the business is changing. I mean, it really is becoming more of a safe environment for everybody, with human resources watching you kind of business, when it used to be, like the mafia. Like you used to have to, you didn't go behind the doors unless you were a member. And, our kayfabe was like their omerta.
Can we at least agree that Jelly Roll did a fantastic job with what they gave him? Did you watch that match?
I did. Was it the doubles choke slam?
It was
something.
Yeah.
Right. It was Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. We can at least agree that he did a fantastic job.
Sure, he did his part great, and the fans absolutely loved him. No doubt about it.
So
that's awesome, man.
So you're right now. You're still recovering. You said you're somewhere in the middle right now of this double heel fracture. So would you say that being a WWE Hall of Famer, is there still one more match in you? I know you don't like to talk about retirement matches whatsoever. You've always been about not ever bringing that up. But is there possibly a small WWE run still in you?
Sure, it's possible. I think anything's possible, and I'm not ruling anything out personally as far as whether I want to continue or not after my heels are completely 100%. I change my mind like every few days about it. I don't really get the product that's becoming. And here's one thing too. I feel like the fans that grew up watching my era felt like they knew how it worked in a certain way. And now they're the ones running it. So they've changed it to actually how they think that it was run. And now we got the next fans that have been watching them that are coming up that are going to be running. And it's changing so much into something that seems so far away from the competitive. And maybe it's for the best, maybe they're fixing things about the business. I don't know. But for me personally, I feel like sometimes I feel like, I could go feel great. I could go show the people that, I can still do what I could do. Hopefully it'll motivate, inspire some people maybe. And then at other times I feel like, maybe I'd rather just be attached to the old school wrestling and remembered for that. So,
well, John Cena, he's in his farewell tour. I'd really like to get your opinion on this. He is almost at the end of this farewell tour, and he's really going for the whole retirement match thing. That's all they talk about, right? We don't know who his final opponent is going to be. Do you feel, and there's been a lot of claims online about John Cena's farewell tour and how TKO is handling it, the decisions that they've made with John Cena towards the end here. Do you feel like they've done him justice? Do you feel like this has been a great send-off for him?
I probably don't watch it nearly as much as you, so I don't know that No, I mean, I just don't. I haven't seen that much of it. I tune in and out and get clips here or there, and it seems like, I loved watching him be a heel at first. I thought he was so entertaining, and then it's hard being out of the circle because, like, if you only get all of your information from the internet, sometimes it's so skewed, so skewed. Like there was one point where I thought that all the fans were unhappy with the product. They were miserable, complaining. And then I went to a live WWE show. I was so happy. And it was a great show. And everybody was like right on cue for their pops. But, it was amazing. And it made me realize, like I said, I think that's like 1% of the people that are actually going to complain and feel like their access to power is somehow in jeopardy if someone finds out that you can really have a different opinion than them. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I wanted to be one of the return matches for John Cena on his retirement tour. I was talking to them. There was a lot of interest. Without giving away too many details, we were probably going to do it.
Oh, wow.
And then I broke my heels.
Oh, dude.
I was actually going to ask you about that if there was any type of of questioning that. Oh, that's such a. I mean, there's still time. How many months do we have till December?
We have 7 dates left. I don't know how much
7
time
more
we have
dates.
My
Wow,
mind
man.
isn't clear right now, to tell you the truth. I can tell you that. But
Well, if you had to choose somebody for John Cena's final match, allegedly, who would it be?
has he worked with Cody? Has he wrestled Cody
He
one-on-one
did.
yet?
He just did.
He did it twice.
He did it twice. So if anything, really, my personal opinion is going to be The Rock, final boss.
The Rock. That's definitely as big as you can go, bro. Where are you gonna go from there?
Triple H.
We have Edge as well.
Edge, yes.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
We have 7.
maybe?
Yeah, we have a lot actually. We could keep going.
I don't believe that Chris Jericho is. He keeps saying that he's still with AEW, but I don't believe it. No.
I don't believe it either.
Well, he has Brock. So John Cena has Brock Lesnar next month, which I thought would be the final match. But I don't know where they're going to go from there.
No. And it's a bummer that this happened, actually, because I feel like you are definitely one of his biggest rivals, if not his biggest rivals. Your match with him at ECW One Night Stand is one of the most iconic matches of all time. So, that bumps me out, man.
Everything happens for a reason, though, so let's look at it that way.
How do you feel about, there's been mixed opinions about Brock Lesnar's return. Do you think that, like bygones be bygones, who cares? Because I read too much on Twitter, man.
You need to get off Twitter.
I'm on X all night long. That's how I found what happened
That's
with
way
you.
too much. Yeah. Take like a week off. You'll feel so much better.
Right.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Brock?
Brock is he's like one of the, next to The Rock, he's definitely one of the biggest stars. I've always been a fan of Brock. He brought credibility to the sport by being the WWE heavyweight champion and the UFC heavyweight champion. Didn't he have those both at the same time? I think he did.
I think so.
I don't know.
He was the man anyway. And he's the guy. He's the guy I want to see people go up to him and ask him if wrestling's fake. You know what I mean?
No, seriously.
He's an animal. And so whatever you can do with him creatively, I hope it's good. So I would like to see him and Cena go at it. And then I'd like to see Cena and The Rock go at it.
Do you think we'll see you maybe in film and TV once again? Are you going to step back into that, get a little bit of taste of it again?
Probably. I always have a ton of different projects that all move at their own time. And I'm always kind of okay with that. I never feel like a need or a desperation to have to get something. It has to be done now and do it. It's so there are some projects like that, some that are either scripts that other people wrote that they want me to do if they ever get the movie made, or I'm attached to certain projects, with a similar, as far as what I got coming up, one thing that's worth mentioning, I said I lost my brother Saboo not long ago, and we have a documentary on Saboo that comes out September 15th on Kinema. So if you were a fan of Saboo's, my partner Joe Clark and Saboo were working on this documentary for a long time leading up to Saboo's death, and it was almost finished. So we really just had to add a little bit on the end of it, but it was mostly about Saboo at that stage in life and him training, getting ready for, and what this last match meant for him.
Wow.
That's amazing. So you said September 15th.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't have an OnlyFans where I show my big,
Are you saying you have a big, Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't. What I have is
wait, you can't say that either.
You can't say no, you don't.
Oh, I missed that one. I don't have an OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. I won't clip that.
I was I gotta clip that out, man.
Nah, it's all good, man. Stick for it. And what I do have is something called Only Wrestlers. If you're interested, go to Only Wrestlers Association and check it out. It's not meant to be sexual.
Oh, we lost you.
It's a platform where you can follow the wrestlers.
Wait, say that one more time.
Hey.
We lost you on that last part.
Only Wrestlers Association. It's twofold. It's a platform where you can follow wrestlers. It's also live shows where the members get to vote on the matches and stuff like that. So if you're interested, look that up. That's as close as I have to an OnlyFans myself. As close as I plan on getting.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here with us. It's such an honor to have our first WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. And
Here on
again,
TMZ's Inside the Ring. This is a new podcast, by the way. So
congratulations, guys.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. We've got this belt. We wanted to ask what you thought of it. Do you think it's fresh, or do you think we should get another one? There's been mixed opinions.
It's all right.
Yeah, I agree. We actually had a belt collector reach out to us, the real belt collector, and he wants to make us a new one. I think it's kind of bland. What do you think?
I mean, you could probably use some improvement, couldn't we all?
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, well, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming
thanks,
on.
RVD.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have an excellent day.
You
Thanks,
too.
man.
See ya.
Yeah.